Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, an equal opportunities podcast to shit on Panini and Fanatics. That's Kai. I've angered more sponsors. And today we are joined by Austin, AM Sports Cards, AM underscore Sports Cards.
Yeah, the
Austin,
underscore.
Kai, how the hell are
What's
you
going
guys
on?
doing?
Good. Just finished the process of transitioning to college, ready to jump back into everything. And yeah, that's about it. Trying to map out, what shows I can and can't go to, but chilling otherwise.
Good. Listen, it's exciting. You are at Ohio State. You are a sophomore or junior
I'm a
now. So,
junior. Yeah,
dude, it's
junior.
pretty fucking exciting. Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure balancing everything between school and shows and cards itself is always a struggle. But hey, give you a spoiler, it's a little bit easier in the real world. Like you can balance that stuff a little bit better when you have
Yeah.
at least a job like me that's remote. So,
100%.
this episode's gonna be interesting because hey, I don't know if you heard this or not, guys, gentlemen. Panini has found out that they are no longer allowed to distribute football cards. Fanatics is going to be taking over, it seems like 3 years earlier. From the information that I saw, that you saw, that everyone saw, what it seems like it's going to be, and from my understanding, is that Panini can produce cards with people they have licenses for, which is about 360 players. That could be current players, Hall of Famers, retirees, whatever. And they can also produce, similar to like NT baseball, they can produce autographs and patches and stuff, but not affiliated with teams. So it's going to be interesting. Probably going to suck for a little while, but I want to get your guys' thoughts on what the fuck happened yesterday.
Kai, you want to go? You want me to go?
I mean, realistically, I just don't think it ends up being like an actual issue. I think either they just buy Panini or something gets worked. There's no way they don't release football cards licensed. I just don't believe that.
I mean, I think you're right.
Yeah.
What's going to be interesting is the products that are already signed, sealed, and delivered, quote unquote. There are some other products that are expected to come out soon. I believe Flawless is supposed to come out relatively soon, but like, who really knows at this point?
I don't think it's going to be made. Yeah, it's nuts what happened. I think though, I think it might make the market a little funky, but I'm interested to see like how Fanatics has the Topps deal where now they can make Topps football cards. So
Correct.
If you see a return to maybe Topps Chrome football, which is cherished by the entire hobby, do they make it well or do they mess it up and mass produce it like a Panini type of situation? So I'm excited. I'm a little bit worried, but I mean it's gonna be like a new interesting road to go down, I guess.
Can you imagine like Topps Chrome with like discos and stuff?
It'll happen.
Like waves.
That I don't love personally.
Yeah.
I want to see like solid colors,
Yeah.
superfractor, stuff like that. Just give it that retro aspect again and some rarity, and I think you're good. But with the way that we've seen the hobby go with mass production over the last few years, it doesn't look super promising, but we also haven't seen Fanatics really at the top level.
No, and I think you touched on something valuable there, that they're going to have the Topps lineage of products. What I want to see, and what I'm excited to see potentially down the line a couple years from now, is Topps Dynasty football. Like Topps Dynasty, Topps Definitive football. All of these incredible products that Topps has and will continue to make for baseball, I imagine will have some correlation and eventually creation into the football market.
I want 5-star back.
5-star football would be a lot of fun. Supreme football,
Nasty
football,
Triple Threads.
Triple Threads is a lot of fun. That's a pretty solid product.
It was a fun rip back in the day for sure.
Like that's the interesting thing too. So I've not collected my entire life. I got into cards at 18. I'm 26, gonna be 27 soon. So I have 8 or 9 years of knowledge. Pretty good. I'm not some hype beast who joined in 2020. I have seen cards grow from actually being affordable as a 18-year-old in college to fucking absurd prices today.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the first time that I personally living through the transition from one major company producing cards to another. we will see as time goes on in a couple of years. I'm very curious to see how the wax, especially like NC football, that is truly the last product that Panini comes out with for this year's draft class, or I guess I should say last year's draft class, technically, what those prices look like in 5 or so years, especially if Brock Purdy ends up being pretty good. Kenny
Yeah.
Pickett, Malik Willis, if he ever gets a chance and he's actually capable. There is someone that could potentially
Desmond Ritter.
not going to happen, Ty, at all. We will see if there's anyone not named Desmond Ritter, who could carry a product years from now where these things might have value. From conversations that I heard over the last 24 hours, a case of NC football was going for about $10,500 before. Now it's approaching $12K. So it's going up.
Already.
It already is going up. I think people are panicking. I don't know if that's a good investment per se. I don't really love this past year's draft class.
I mean, do you think that's more of like a Howell, Pickett, and Ritter playing well, or like a last Panini thing?
I think it's both. I did also forget about
Gotta be
Howell, to be fair. So yeah, I overlooked him.
Because all
He
three
has
of them have played pretty solid. I mean, I don't know if that's really like a last Panini like boost or anything.
I think it's both. I really do. It's just people also ripping it as well right now. Like the prices are going to go up regardless. So is it the main cause? I don't know, but I did see people who do buy and sell wax a ton.
Well, it's kind of funny because the case goes up, but their NTs go down. So like, why is it like going up? It doesn't make any sense.
Because Kai, the box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
True.
But the boat is a boat.
Yep.
Exactly. I think I would agree with David on that, honestly, about that playing a factor, both topics. I also think classes that are also already established, like you take like 2020, for example with Burrow, Herbert, Hurts, whatever.
2019.
I think, and you take that and think like, okay, this is, some sort of like prime year of NT, their last Panini, True, RPA, whatever. I think that also, if you hold that, could be a really good, thing to just sit on. But I think in regards to what you said about the price already jumping, I think because the news just came out, it's going to jump now, obviously, like it has, going to calm down a little bit and then go up over time, in my opinion, in a more like long-term way.
Intelligent way,
Yeah, I think a lot of people right now is that panic and hype buying for sure, like you said.
Is product up like across the board for football, or
I don't know. So the only
I'm not
information
sure.
I have from this is our friend who does buy and sell wax.
Yeah,
Basically for not for a living, but like basically can.
might as well. Yeah.
And I'm not going to name names, of course. That's not the point. But it was funny because he was annoyed today that he made an offer to someone, a starting offer that was in the six figures for some wax. And I just looked at this message and said, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever read. You are trying to buy wax for trading cards, and you're paying more than someone's actual household income for a year. We live in strange times, and I expect them to get stranger. I don't think Fanatics is great. I don't think Fanatics is good. I fucking hated Panini. I'll say it. I don't really care. It's so funny that a lot of people are now not defending Panini, but are trying to make us sound and think, oh, this is going to be so much worse now. The Fanatics here, we have a monopoly. It was fucking bad anyway. I'm ready to try something new because the situation we were in as collectors and investors and business people and the hobby, it was fucking not the best anyway. So I don't care that Panini is gone. I welcome something new because you know what? Yeah, it could be worse, and it probably will be at certain instances, but it could also be better in other ways. And I'm willing to hear it out. That's the only thing I've ever said. We come back in a year or two and Fanatics sucks, well then they were right. But you know what? Until that point in time, I'm at least willing to hear it out.
Agreed.
I think that the only way it really gets like worse with Fanatics is if they monopolize like the third party things like grading, breaking.
That is
if they monopolize all of that, that's where it goes to shit because like you don't have any other choices. I mean, like if they buy eBay cards, like the card section of eBay, they bought PWCC, like they monopolize all of that. That's when it kind of goes downhill or something.
And that's
Yeah.
100% correct. I agree with you entirely. Unless that happens, I I'm willing to hear them out. But if we are running into a situation where you have to buy on fanatics.com to buy
You have to
your
grade
pizza,
with Fanatics. You have
yeah,
to
you have
sell
to buy
on
their top
Fanatics. You have to, yeah.
Yeah, no.
There's
buy their
no,
top
yeah,
dynasty football. They has to
Yeah.
ship through their Fanatics distributor to your Fanatics house. You have
to your
grade
Fanatics vault.
Yep, exactly. Then
Yep.
there's a different conversation. But also the people who really are panicking are the ones who either rip wax like it's their job because they're breakers and that is their job. Or, you know, I feel for card shops, I really do. I don't feel for breakers who just started in the last couple of years. If you've had continued business and you've done very well over the last decade or two, or possibly longer for some people, I feel for you. You grew your business in the correct way. Hypebeasts who got in 2020 who are loudmouths and fucking stupid, I don't feel bad for. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Yeah. I don't understand, just from my own experience working at a couple card shops just locally in the Cleveland area, throughout my high school and early college years. Some of these guys that have been open and breaking for almost like a decade or half a decade, um, have very little allocation of good product. And then you have these guys that are popping up out of nowhere, like 2020 hype people, of course, that have everything you could possibly want. So maybe it's because the eyes that they bring and the yelling over a $20 base card,
Which it
whatever
is. By the way, that is what's happening.
Yeah, which is quote unquote entertaining. I think those people are airheads, in my opinion. You're getting ripped off. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. That's just how I feel. But that's just me, kind of just with an outside perspective looking in. I don't have all the information, obviously, but just what I see.
No, none of us have all the information. I
Yeah.
think that this hobby breeds degeneracy, and there's a lot of issues that come with it. I love sports cards. I love the ability to buy, sell, and trade cards. I love what I do. It's not my full time job, nor would I ever make it. But as someone who truly loves it, I am able to speak ill of certain things because I'm willing to be honest. And there are a lot of concerning things that I see within sports cards. Um, I don't think Fanatics will solve a lot of them. I think they'll probably create more problems, but it's an industry wide issue, and I'm willing to hear them out. I really am.
Kind of going off wax, Dave. You want to talk about your NPB pump?
Oh yes, so thank you.
Oh
Kyle.
yeah, what was that?
I somehow have created a pump in NPB Bowman for 2022. I am not telling you to buy this. I enjoy it. It's a great rip. It's relatively cheap compared to wax that comes out now. And there's players that are going to either make their MLB debut in the next couple of years or are pretty good right now. With that being said, you fucking assholes, do not listen to me, and you bought it anyway.
Hey, I didn't
What
buy
the
any.
Fuck? Yeah, you didn't. And then all our fucking friends did, and every conversation I've had about it, everyone's like, "Oh, David, you're making good points." I'm like, no,
I
no,
want to
no.
buy some, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, Kai, you're an asshole, by the way. Thank you for bringing this up.
I mean,
It's something to look into, though. I mean, it's very,
Invest.
very hard to find a good rip that's at an affordable price these days, and it makes sense as to why people are actually buying it.
I am the worst cult leader ever because I don't want to do it. But what the fuck have I created?
I mean, not to
Look at
pump
this.
it even more, but like, haven't you pretty much made your money back on like every box you've opened?
So I sent in a PSA sub recently of 120 cards. That was all NPB. Because the main players that you look for are Roki Sasaki, who is fucking incredible as a pitcher. Yamamoto's probably going to get posted. He actually is starting to get some hype right now. I saw an article a couple days ago about the Mets wanting to go after him. They somehow thought he was better than Shohei Ohtani, which doesn't make any sense, but he's
No way.
Classic Mets.
pretty good. He's won the Japanese Cy Young. I don't recall the name of it. The last 2 years. Might win it again this year. Yamamoto, Sasaki, Murakami's an incredible hitter. I think he hit like 50 home runs last year. I believe his stats are down this year, but it's still incredible. And Yoshida, who is probably going to win the Rookie of the Year on the Red Sox. It's the last card.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like the product. Don't buy it if you don't know anything. I can say it's cheap because it is. You get 4 hobby boxes. I think all in I've paid like $190 per 4 boxes I buy.
I'm gonna grab one of these right now. Hold on.
God damn it, Kai! You're fucking not helping. I've become what I hate the most, which is an influencer, and I'm not happy about it. You guys all suck. Stop buying it. I want it. And
Are you buying them off of StockX?
I'm buying them on StockX, yeah. So, like, literally, I'm not even kidding with you, Austin. Our episode came out August 2nd or August 4th. All these orders have come in since. A lot of them are me. But, like, you scroll down and you go past August 2nd. You go to May. A lot of them are me. I've been buying it since, like, middle of May or late April.
Is 4 boxes a case or no?
It's I believe it's 12 boxes a case. I'm not exactly sure.
Gotcha.
Because I only buy in 4 case increments because I don't think you can buy
Flex
2 orders. Well, I don't think you can. But yeah, I'm the asshole who started buying like in May, and then a lot of this is me. So shout out to the one random shop in Japan that's probably happy as hell that I'm buying it because I've raised the price.
Do you have a discount code for me, Dave?
I don't have a discount code for you, Kai. This is awful.
Man.
This is not what I wanted, Kai. I hope you're happy.
Dave's about to get a sponsorship from them.
Yeah, I mean, no. To be fair,
not the StockX sponsorship.
No, I don't.
Right?
Oh God.
You remind me of that actually.
That's a dark time.
2018, 2019. I was still working in New York City at this time. This is before COVID. StockX did approach me to do a sponsorship with them, and I said no.
Oh wow.
They gave me like $500 to do like 2 story posts.
That's funny. Did I actually pay you? Because a lot of people did not get paid. Really?
Yeah, they wired me, I think.
That is. Hang on, I'm grabbing good water. That is amazing. A lot of people I saw were complaining they did not get paid from that. But I never.
I remember that now. Actually, wow, that was a minute ago.
I know.
I remember people were posting that.
It was before COVID. So
yeah.
Austin, how long have you been on Instagram for?
I've been on Instagram since March of 2018 when I was in the second semester of my freshman year of high school. But I've been collecting my entire life. I started when I was like able to like read like the back of a sports card pretty much. So I've always been playing with them. I've always been trading them amongst my local friends from elementary, middle school, whatever it might have been. But really like trying to expand like you guys do, eBay, Instagram, whatever it may be, starting a podcast, all this stuff really happened around when I turned 18, I want to say. And I'm 20 now, so about 2 years ago. I really amped things up a lot more.
It's pretty impressive. Like the growth that you're able to see, because you've also seen it now pre-COVID and now post-COVID. It's pretty crazy. I remember doing like dollar pulls. So I'd have a stack of 3-row cards. This is a real throwback. This is like 2017-ish.
No, it's nostalgic. It really is. I love talking about this stuff.
Like 3-row cards. Like you had like random.org open, and whatever spot you hit, you got the card.
People definitely rigged those.
The money razes, those used to be crazy.
I can tell you for a fact, I never rigged them. I can't count. Why would I? Yeah, I did this game 5 years, 6 years later. Yeah. No, I never rigged them. That shit was funny. I remember freaking out because there was like a stack of 20. I don't remember what this was called. It was like a stack of 20 at random.org, and it was like 50 cents a pull, $1 per pull, and you had a chase card in there. And I remember losing a Corey Seager Bowman Chrome Refractor Auto, not even the true rookie, like 2016 version. It's like a $60 card at the time. And I had no money in my PayPal. I'm like, shit. Oh no, I'm poor. This sucks. I think I bought it back. So I think I paid like $40 for it. I'm like, oh no, I'm ruined. I can't afford food.
The razzing and all the gambling and stuff was literally insane.
There's still so much gambling.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I mean, before COVID, you would open Instagram, look at the lives on top. It would all be money razzer people. Now you go, it's all breaks, obviously. But back then, like I guess like the legalized gambling aspect was nuts. Now obviously that is kind of the same thing with breaking, although you're like sort of guaranteed something. But with money razzes, that was brutal. You would go in and see certain accounts that you just know lose a
Some
lot
of
of
them,
money. And
yeah.
like they're getting like called out like every day by people. Like this guy owes me $9,000
People were
from
losing
money
their ass,
razzes.
bro.
Oh my god! And I like some people that I know of, some close with, like nuts. I mean, I had my own little razzing stint for a little bit. I think I had some local buddies over, and I had lost like a Shea Contenders auto that was like a raw one or something, and I was so pissed about it. My buddy bought like one spot. It was like a 7 per 10 spots. He takes one spot and one spot's it. I'm like, God damn, I'm not actually giving this car to this kid. I ended up giving it to him, but just those days were also a crazy time, even before COVID.
I mean, razzing is still definitely a thing.
Oh
I've
yeah,
noticed it goes in waves. I think Facebook seems to be more of like the key spot for it. Or honestly, kids who
yeah,
don't have any fucking money. But then you're promoting kids gambling, and that's a conversation I'm not ready to have because
yeah,
sports cards aren't gambling inherently. And then you're really doubling down on the gambling by razzing, which is just gambling, like through and
yeah,
through.
pretty much, 100%.
I don't know. We're in a weird spot in this industry. I'm excited to see what happens next. I kind of have refrained from calling it a hobby or the hobby, as we like to affectionately call it, because I think as time goes on and more people get in or we move past COVID, I don't think people who collect cards, or at least those who have the biggest platforms, do not actually watch sports that much or watch way less than you would think based on how they spend. And that's where I kind of get worried about the long term health of the high end market because what people are willing to pay for prospects essentially or people who have not really done much is fucking concerning.
Absolutely, all
Speaking
circle
of
around
that, we're
hype.
buying prospects if you guys want to sell any.
Yeah, you love Kate Cunningham.
Baseball and basketball, guys. Hit us up. Joku Sports Cards or KP2 cards. Thank you.
So hey,
Hey,
hello, Kai.
I jumped on the K to wave at the National a little bit with that out of 49.
Yeah.
I did too, and I sold them to Kai, and I made money. I don't give a fuck what happens. I do.
Yeah.
I will go to bat for LaMelo Ball because I think that he will also spike because influencers are stupid and they know 3 players in basketball that are not LeBron James, Curry, Kobe, whatever.
Well, LaMelo's like almost more than Cade now.
I know it makes no sense. It's really stupid.
Yeah. Stuff's
Yeah.
all over the place. It's wild.
It really is, and we're gonna have the same conversation I think every week.
Yeah.
There are value plays within every industry and every sport, especially where it's just like, why is this happening? And it generally seems to be players in like their 3rd or 4th year, comparatively to like the 1st and 2nd year guys. Which is why I honestly don't pay attention to the first year or 2 of a player in their cards because I'll just wait. They will go down anyway, regardless. Like it may
regardless
be
of
a
how
lot
they play.
it might go a lot higher from like when they first came out, but guess what? Even Mahomes' stuff goes down every now and again. Mahomes has done everything you want to do for a player's career up to this point. So
Yeah,
you
I
can
remember
catch-
this past season. Sorry, he
No,
had
no.
like a bad stretch, I believe, and no one, absolutely no one, was buying him, and it's crazy to see just like people's faith in certain players after a couple bad performances just go away, and you'd rather buy Desmond Ritter. Like, okay,
That's the thing too, and I posted this today on Instagram. A lot of these players just oh my god, there's a bug in here. A lot of these players with questionable arm talent and like the ability to play at the NFL level are selling for absurd prices. If you truly believe in these guys, wait. I'm going to start buying football again in week 10 or 12, give or take, depending on who's in the playoffs or not. Or someone gets hurt, someone's playing poorly, whatever. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna buy back in football, and then I might hold it for 3 or 4 months because the hype cycle will begin again.
Yeah, David, I think we do the same thing, honestly. Like when I got back from the National, I had 0 football cards in my collection besides Hall of Famers.
Yep.
It's just that whole bottleneck thing that happens right around now, early September, with the season starting, and all the influencers are still pushing it. So it's kind of a clash there a little bit.
So I traded for some football that I didn't really want, but I got good value. So
It's
Kenny
valid.
Pickett, Kenny Pickett's the GOAT. Please buy him off me.
Prism
And,
Gold for sale.
What'd you say?
I said Prism Gold for sale.
Oh yeah, shit. We gotta get out of these. I don't really think Kenny
You got to
Pickett's
pump
that
him
good.
up. Pickett's the GOAT. You see him in preseason?
No, I don't.
Come on.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Preseason does not exactly matter. It's only confirmation bias. If your player does well, he's the GOAT, and like it's because of preseason. If he's bad, who cares? The preseason.
Yeah, he played with the backups.
It's like
man.
it's like your guy getting a couple snaps against like the third string corner, and it's like, oh my god, this guy's gonna have a breakout year. Like, no, you're playing against the practice squad.
Please buy my Kenny Pickett. I think he's bad. T-Law, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's good or not.
I think he'll be good. I like genuine, not even for whatever. I think he's good. I think just the bar is always too high for young quarterbacks. It's always just they got to win, they got to play like an MVP, you got to win a few playoff games. There's just too many variables that have to be hit.
Well, yeah, the quarterback pricing is like priced in at this time with all the hype. Like, yeah, T-Law's going to win MVP. T-Law's going to win 2 playoff games. The next year he's going to win a Super Bowl like that. Yeah, it's just how
next year he's Jesus.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
I think this is a perfect segue.
Invest in future Jesus.
Yes, I think this is a perfect way to. I mean, he has the hair for Jesus. This is a perfect way to segue into hot takes. Now, I have them ready. Hang on, Okay, I don't have them ready. I'm a dirty liar. Let me find them again real quick. I have written down some for myself, but I also asked Instagram to give me a couple. I was going to read these and prep accordingly, but I didn't because I'm fucking stupid and lazy. So I'm going to read these off to you guys real quick, and I want to get your hot takes, or I want to get your reactions immediately. So, first one I see, Giants going 12-4 if Darren Waller stays healthy. Bitch,
dude, there's
Giants
17 games.
Yeah, no, first off,
Not
there's
even
17
possible.
games. Thank you. 12-4-1 again. Giants suck. I'm a Giants fan. They're going to go like 5-12. Sorry. Wow, another Giants one. Daniel Jones will be a top 6 quarterback thanks to improved weapons and stable coaching.
Dave
no,
wrote all these.
Won't.
You wrote all these secretly.
I swear to God, I did not.
You pulled up the proof. It's so funny.
Oh my God, Sheik. The Giants are winning the division. These are hot takes, so I appreciate these, but they're all wrong.
Yeah.
And those are the first 3 I read. The Bills will crumble. Diggs will request a trade, and Allen throws for like 20 touchdowns and 24 interceptions.
It's a lot of interceptions.
That's a lot of interceptions. Yeah,
I don't know about that. I think Allen will still be solid. I just don't think the Bills, the Bills always fall short. I mean, maybe something changes, but
the AFC is just so loaded this year.
I know. I wrote a hot take about the Bills, which I will share in a little bit. I'm going in a different direction from this one. I actually have Josh Allen winning his first MVP as like a pretty hot take. Like that's
he's in the conversation.
It's a hot take for sure, but it's not completely asinine like some of the other things I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a spicy one. I like this one a lot. By week 6, neither Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi will be the Patriots starter.
Malik Cunningham season?
That I don't. It doesn't. That's the implication.
Or bring in someone else. Who knows?
That is
I don't think either of them are the answer in New England.
I'm Bailey Zappi, Team Zappi.
I will agree with you, Kai. I think if anyone's going to get benched, it is going to be Mac Jones by week 6.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty hot. I asked for hot takes and you delivered. So thank you.
It's honestly a very interesting one, though. Like, yeah.
Another person thinks Daniel Jones will lead the Giants to 10 wins. It's not going to happen, guys. I'm sorry.
Dave, why do you think you guys suck so much? You guys aren't that bad.
Because I think the Giants really overexceeded expectations last season. And I just do not think
Dude, you had like 3 amputees playing wide receiver.
I know that. It doesn't matter. I just do not believe Daniel Jones is a good quarterback. Like,
what was the Giants' record last year?
9-7-1,
something like that. Yeah.
I was at the Giants game where they tied, which is funny. That was
Did
awful.
you guys pick up anyone in free agency or lose anyone?
You got Darren Waller.
They got
Which
Darren
is a
Waller
good
in
signing
training.
if
Yeah.
you can
They
stay
got
healthy.
you got a
Sure.
receiver right in the first round or something, I think.
Uh,
Or you definitely got a receiver. I don't know from who it is, but
At some point, I think the
Jalen
Giants
Hyatt.
did.
Is that who we drafted?
oh, you got
this year?
Jalen
Oh,
Hyatt.
Jalen
Yeah, he's
Hyatt.
raw.
Yeah, he's actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
So the Giants wide receiver
Yeah.
core right now is Isaiah Hudgens,
Mm.
Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton, Sterling
Slap.
Shepard Corpse, David Sills, and Colin Johnson.
I'm a big Slayton guy. I think he's underrated.
Oh, Paris Campbell and Wandell Robinson. I'm sorry, I misread this. We like.
I mean,
oh my
you guys
God.
Is
you have a
Campbell
lot of,
new?
Paris
yeah.
Campbell, free agency. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
mean,
because he was with the Colts, right?
yeah. The
Not
Giants
terrible.
have like 7 wide receiver 2 and 3s. There's no
Yeah.
one to take the top off.
Jalen
Like,
Hyatt's gonna be the guy.
I don't know.
He's really good, dude.
I don't believe in Daniel Jones at all. And I also honestly thought they were gonna move on from Saquon or at least try and trade him. But you know what?
Saquon gave in real hard.
Saquon did give him real hard, and I'm kind of happy about that. But also now the Colts are trying to trade Jonathan Taylor. So if someone's willing to overpay for him and the team needs a running back, and the Giants are, in my opinion, going to be bad, I'm willing to hear it out.
I honestly don't think they're under 500 this year.
I don't either.
I really think they're going to go
improved.
like 5-12.
I'm gonna say 10 to
Really?
7.
I do honestly, David. I want to touch up on your point about the Giants. I feel honestly like in a similar boat as you as a Browns fan. Like I don't really have faith in Watson, and with the receiving core, it's a lot of like tier 2 guys. You have Peoples-Jones, that's a receiver 2, maybe even a 3. Amari Cooper, who used to be a 1
He's
probably,
so good,
but
dude.
3s he's slowed
You're
down.
tripping, bro.
He's like between a 1 and 2 in my opinion.
He's a bad one. He's still a 1.
He's like a solid 1. He's not going to be like one of those top,
Njoku's
5
been popping
to
off.
8 premier
Amari
guys.
Cooper would be the best wide receiver of the Giants by far, for reference.
Yeah.
And also,
That's valid.
Kai, to your point, the Cowboys are going to probably win like 10 or 11 games. Eagles probably going to be the 1 seed. And the Commanders, well, I don't think they're going to be good this year.
Yeah, your division's tough.
Yeah,
Very
and
The whole,
they're actually
the whole
the first one
division is
out.
competitive, for sure.
I think this year we could see probably the most balanced NFL we've seen in a long time.
I don't think that's crazy to say. Oh, let me get back to the hot takes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nuclear. The Bears winning 12 games.
No.
That is a nuclear take.
No chance.
Shoot that down
No
immediately.
I would take 2 wins over 12 wins.
I agree with you.
I
I think it'll be closer to 2 than 12.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm all here for that in terms of a nuclear hot take, so thank you. It's not going to happen, but I appreciate you answering the question. Packers remaining kings of the North. They weren't the kings last year. The Vikings were, so that's just
It's honestly not crazy, though.
It is wrong, but
I could see Love having a good year, honestly.
Who knows what Jordan Love
this is fun. This is a fun one. Mac
Matt Ryan?
Jones will not only be an All-Pro, he will be an MVP candidate. Get the fuck out of
Did you say
here.
Mac Jones?
Mac
Oh,
Jones.
boy.
Whew. No.
Mac
I
Jones
want
is
some
more
more
likely to be out of the
guys.
league than be an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not that guy.
No, he's not that guy.
There's
Once
already
again-
like an MVP pool. like,
Once again, thank you for giving me a hot take. That is what I wanted, so I appreciate it, but it's wrong. Russell Wilson has his best season under Sean Payton. That's a pretty spicy take.
it's like there's a possibility there. There really is.
I don't
mean,
think
who
it's a
knows?
possibility, but I thank you for
Yeah.
answering the question because that is one where you understood what I was asking you for. So thank you.
They looked really bad still in the preseason with him, though. Like, really bad.
I don't think he can go back to like Seahawks like prime.
I don't know
time.
what happened, though. Like,
Yeah,
he was
who knows?
fine.
That old, like he hit a wall.
Didn't even get that old. He's like 33, right?
I think he's
Not even. He's like 31, 32, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
in
old.
football years, that's like 35.
34.
He's a
Oh,
quarterback.
wow. He's old
Oh,
as
he's
shit.
Yeah.
34.
I mean, he's a little bit shorter. He's 5'11". He's not.
Well, he just like fell off like so hard in one off season. It was kind of like weird.
Now, I mean, that's obviously bad coaching as well. He is going to. He's not going to play the same level as last year. I think realistically, he's probably going to go back to like 20 to 25 touchdowns and 5 to 10 interceptions, which is good. For reference, his last year in Seattle in 14 games, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,100 passing yards. So about that level, I think is
Yeah,
reasonable.
solid.
But his best season, for reference, 40 touchdowns, 13 picks, 34 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 34 to 8. Basically 35 to 40 touchdowns. I don't know if that's going to happen, but, with an extra game, maybe. I think they lost Tim Patrick, though, already. So they already lost the wide receivers.
Yeah.
That's fun. Let me get my hot takes ready. So these are from mild to nuclear. And I don't know if you guys have any. I know Kai was not ready for them.
I have a couple ready though.
Okay. So my first one, this is pretty mild in my opinion. The Commanders finish with a top 3 pick in the NFL draft next year.
Disagree.
Okay.
I don't
Very
I
strongly.
Don't, yeah, I think they'll be out of the top 5 in my opinion.
They're gonna be 4th in your division probably, but they're still gonna win like 6 to 8 games, I think.
Maybe. Once again, these are meant to be hot takes. They're not meant to be necessarily agreeable, but
you're wrong, man.
Fuck you, Kai. It's gonna be like Cardinals, Texans, Commanders, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's definitely a possibility for sure where all fails within that organization.
Yep. I said this one earlier, but Josh Allen winning his first MVP. A little more spicy,
on the table.
but definitely happened.
Do you know if he's top? He's probably top 5 betting odds, right?
I will tell you in a few seconds.
I would think like Mahomes, Burrow, T-Law, Herbert, maybe.
Also, not for real, but Fields has just been betted to be MVP.
Third.
Very, very high.
Fields, that thing makes no sense. Fields being like some MVP,
but people are betting that though. People are betting it.
This is interesting to me. Betting odds: Mahomes number 1, Burrow number 2. No, he's going to miss too much time, so I don't see that happening. Allen 3, Herbert 4, Hurts 5 is almost a value move, and then Lamar 6. Justin Fields is 10th. That's hilarious. The first. Is this all just quarterbacks?
Okay, 10th isn't crazy, but the fact that people are betting him at 10th is crazy.
So this is funny. Somehow, some way, Matt Ryan has better MVP odds on what platform is this? Caesars? What is this? Caesars.
He's not even on a team.
I know he has better betting odds at plus 8,000 than Jimmy Garoppolo, Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson.
There's no way.
This is dumb. This is VegasInsider.com. I'll show you it. This is dumb.
So stupid.
Hang on. Let me.
Austin, get 3 hot takes ready: a low, a medium, and a hot.
Okay, I have probably a low and a medium. I
Brock Purdy, no picture.
Crazy takes, but
Matt Ryan plus 8,000 somehow on one of these platforms.
That's literally just free money for the casino.
Yeah, I don't know, but I had to show it because that is.
I'm about to go throw $10 on it.
You would say that. You would say that, guy.
Never know.
Apparently, you don't ever know because someone's going to bet $1 and that is a meme and not lose $1, but
Yeah.
This one I alluded to on Instagram yesterday. Sam Darnold starts 4 games for the 49ers this year. I might have said 6. I don't remember, so I'm going to go with 4.
Okay, because is Purdy injured right now?
I think he's good to go.
He's good to go.
I think.
But
he is good to go.
Once again, for hot takes purposes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
The Broncos will be the second wild card team this year in the AFC.
Is that like a hot one or like a?
I feel like that's pretty hot.
I feel like that's pretty mild.
Based off the last season, it's probably it's between.
If their offense picks it up, their defense is really good.
I consider that a little spicy. That's why
I respect it. Yeah.
It's like a Cholula like hot sauce. It's not like super hot. You can handle it, but it's there. It's there for sure.
I thought this one was spicy as well. Maybe I'm wrong. The Saints win the NFC South.
Boo. It's going to be us for them, though. That's the thing.
It's probably going to be one of you two. Remember, the Bucs won last year at 8-9, and everyone else finished 7-10. So
just the whole division is dog shit. So it's really honestly a toss up.
And then here is my nuclear hot take for the year. This is going to be fun. either good, bad, or otherwise. One of the following quarterbacks will not be their starter by this time next year. Desmond Ridder, Justin Fields, Kyler Murray. One of those three guys will not be starting for their team next year.
Okay, I think if you would have
I
said
hear
Justin Fields won't be the starter, that would be a flaming hot take, but the other two aren't that crazy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to call it because the rationale being that in order for this to happen, their teams are going to implode.
Okay, let's eliminate Ridder because I think Kyler and Fields is more clickbaity.
Either way, the conversation is, and honestly, this is perfect for the Cardinals, in my opinion. They're going to fucking suck this year. They are probably going to end up being like 2-15 because Kyler's hurt. They might end up not even playing him this
They're
year.
really bad.
Like if they are trying to tank, they have the Texans' first round pick.
Mhm.
There is a world where they very easily finish with the first overall pick, and their front office does not really owe Kyler anything. You can trade him a year from now if you decide to move forward with a Caleb Williams or the quarterback from Duke, I believe is the top prospect, or
Drake
whoever ends up being
May,
good.
yeah. If they get Caleb at 1, they get the second pick with the Texans pick. They get Marvin Harrison. They would
That is
pretty
what I'm saying.
pretty
Kyle.
crazy.
That is the
Best player
rationale
in
for why
college
Kyler
football.
might not be starting for the Cardinals next year.
Best player after Jordan Travis.
Justin Fields, I just do not think he's a good quarterback. I think he's athletic as fuck. I just don't think he can play the quarterback position well. I throw him in there kind of as clickbait, but also I can very much see if the Bears suck again, them looking for a new quarterback. Desmond Ridder is a third-round pick. The Falcons don't really owe him anything. You guys are in kind of a weird spot, kind of like the Texans were last year, where, hey, if he plays well, you have a franchise quarterback. If he doesn't, you probably are in a position to try and trade up for one of the guys they think is going to be good.
Austin, you want to do our mild ones first?
Yeah. I honestly don't have like some crazy ones, but I want to focus on some receivers that I think could really pop off because within sports cards, it's always quarterbacks, obviously, with all the hype. I think receivers have gained some traction, but I'm going to start obviously with this is not because he's my PC. I'm not telling you to buy him either, but I think Garrett Wilson is going to have an absolutely monster year. I think he's the very clear-cut number one guy on the Jets, and I'm just really excited to watch that. I think Calvin Ridley, coming back from that betting suspension, is going to have a great year. He looks good from what I've seen, and it's just practice clips, obviously, but he looks very fast, strong, agile, whatever. And then I guess my hot one would be Austin Watkins, a free agent signing that the Browns had like very recently. It looks really, really good in preseason and is leading them in receiving yards by like 200 yards. I think he had close to 300. Cedric Tillman had like 90. But I think he could be, a 2, maybe even probably a 2 or 3 guy at some point in the year.
Nice. I'm gonna follow you up with some homer picks as well. My lowest hot take is going to be that Howell and Ridder are both better than Pickett this year. That is my low hot take.
Okay.
You look intrigued, Dave.
I am intrigued.
And then my next level, moving up the totem pole, this is my last homer pick, but Falcons win 12 or more games. Yep. Wrap it up. We'll see. We'll have this clipped. Then hot take. I think Justin Herbert wins MVP.
Okay, I think
that's valid.
Yeah, that's very valid. I'm gonna throw one more guy in there because you were talking about like random bottom of the barrel players. Justin Ross, wide receiver for the Chiefs. He actually just clinched a roster spot for them. Mm-hmm. He is going to have over 500 yards this year receiving.
Yeah,
the first round talent from Clemson, who I think he either broke his leg or had some kind of serious either ailment or injury. Was not drafted. Seems to make the roster. I think he actually is going to be pretty good. And I'm going to pick him up in my dynasty leagues, probably in the last round. So, yeah, sports cards. I don't fucking care. I'm going to
Oh, I guess I kind of do have a hot take. This just popped into my head. I had this in my mind before we started recording. I don't know why it popped out. But I think that in the long run, I think DTR, Dorian Thompson Robinson, like the third string or second
He's
string,
looking
whatever it
good.
is, to Watson could be better than current Watson. Obviously not Texans Watson when he was
Oh,
elite,
that's
but
pretty spicy.
I think sitting behind Watson for a while, if he being here for a couple more years, and hopefully just learning some of the ins and outs and getting more comfortable being an NFL quarterback, I think he has a great skill set from what I've seen.
He looked really good in preseason so far. Obviously
Yeah.
preseason, but he looked really good.
And obviously there might be a little bias there as a Browns fan, but I never get my hopes up with anything.
He's
I just
third
think
string
he
though,
he
right?
shows
Technically.
flashes. I believe technically, but I think by the time the year starts, it's going to be pretty clear it should go Watson, DTR, in my opinion.
Are they gonna cut Brissett though?
No, we don't have Brissett anymore.
Who's
It's
Brissett's on the
there's
Redskins.
two more. It's
Commanders,
Kellen
right?
Mond on the practice squad, and
Yeah.
who's our other dude?
Are you
Oh
sure
my
it's not
god,
Brissett?
no,
Brissett
Brissett's
is
gone. We just
Brissett
played
is
him.
on Kai. Brissett is on the Commanders.
I actually went to the game against the Commanders, and I actually love love him, and he just got like a great welcoming from the fans. It was just cool to see him back, honestly.
He's done pretty well in his career for a third round pick who
Yeah.
probably should not have
Oh.
played much, honestly.
It's Joshua Dobbs, and right now
Oh yeah.
the depth chart it doesn't make sense to me. It's Watson, Dobbs, Mond, DTR. I think that should be Watson, DTR, Dobbs, Mond, and Mond should be practice squad or cut.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're going to cut one, if not two of them.
yeah, it'll change
Yeah,
because
we don't
the
need
people
four.
always mess with the rookies. Like I think Bijan's like our third string running back right now on the depth chart.
Yeah, no, he's going to be
It doesn't
really
matter.
good. Yeah.
I think we got everything. I kind of nailed all the hot takes I wanted to get through. I think
Mhm.
a lot of them are fair. I might end up fucking looking like a dummy if the Giants are good, but I don't see it happening. I have nothing else I want to add. I think we're good. I mean, we could talk more card stuff. Like I know that you guys split a bunch of cards. It's up to you. Also, I know that you had like a time crunch thing, so it's your call.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'll touch up on it real quick. Pretty much, I've always done my own thing, but Drew and I have been buddies for a while, and I went to the July Dallas card show, and we kind of just reconnected there. I actually had like a hotel hiccup. One of my buddies couldn't make it from Houston. Shout out to Cade. He goes to Ohio State with me, but one sec. What was I gonna say? Okay, so basically, we have a hotel planned out. He can't make it, and I know Drew lives right nearby, so we reconnected kind of, and are some pretty close friends now. So whenever kind of a big card comes up that we don't really want to have the stress of putting one lump sum into a card, we'll just split it 50-50. It'll be a little bit easier to own at that point, just being into it for half. And then, kind of just work together, communicate who keeps what cards, after a show, who thinks they can move a certain card better. Like we have a Luca next day auto that's split right now. I let him have that because he lives in Texas. He's in Texas or Dallas Facebook groups. So I think he has a better opportunity to move that card there. Whereas for me, if we split, say a LeBron card, I know a bunch of Cleveland groups and Cleveland shows where I can bring a card like that. So that's kind of how we kind of run things together. It's nothing official. It's more like if it comes up, we're going to do it. We're going to try to do it more because we work well together, but that's pretty much the rundown.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've seen Kai and Joku literally grow their business from this podcast. Kai started working with Joku through the Sold Too Early podcast, which is hilarious. Kai, you probably split what? How many cards a week do you take with Joku? A dozen?
We
Half a
split like
dozen?
literally everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, literally everything.
It is amazing that You guys have both had a lot of success splitting cards to the point where I'm starting to feel left out. You know,
What do you mean, man?
I kind of feel left out a little bit when I want to split cards. Like I love Mikey. Mikey's one of my favorite people in sports cards in general, and I want to split cards with him. But he and I don't always have the same interest in cards, so it doesn't always connect. But when it does, like we always crush it. I definitely have texted Joku several times, Kai, and I poke at him like, "Hey, man, like let's split cards." So we'll see if something makes sense for the three of us, for instance. But when you have this ability to split cards and you do it well, and you have someone who is obviously diligent on social media, Instagram, Facebook, travels to shows, whatever, your potential profit obviously goes down because you're splitting something, but you win more. It seems like so. There's a balancing act to all of this. I love what I do. I basically own every card I have in my collection, but I do see the allure of splitting more cards, which I might start doing soon.
For sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think we're good. I think we have everything. I know your roommate's trying to get back into his room, so that's
so, a few knocks here and there.
Awesome. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Kai, go to bed. You had a rough night, apparently. So
yeah, get some sleep. But yeah, thank you guys for having me on. It was a pleasure. I'm really glad we could finally find a date to do this. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. So this will launch tomorrow. Right now it's Tuesday night. This launches Wednesday at 6.
Awesome.
And I'm excited to get another episode out before I head to Burbank, which will be quite a journey. So you guys watching, listening, whatever. Sorry, I don't know. You had anything else to add, Austin? My bad.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just going to say enjoy Burbank. Have a good trip.
Peace.